Hey there, Break the English Ice learners. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new here. I'm teacher Cosette. Let me ask you a question first. Do you want to sound more fluent and natural in your daily conversations? I'm sure the answer is yes, but I'm afraid you've been trying to do so by using connectors such as furthermore, nevertheless, moreover, therefore, consequently, and guess what? Those connectors are actually more suitable for written English and commonly used in formal situations. And if you use those connectors in your daily conversations, you will sound a little bit awkward and unnatural. So that's why today I'll be sharing with you 17 super simple, common, and useful connectors that will make your everyday conversations flow smoothly. This will help you add information, show contrast, and emphasize what you're trying to say with confidence. Let's jump right in. First, let's talk about connectors that help you add information, just like saying and also, but way more natural. Number one is what's more. This one is used to emphasize something extra or surprising. For example, you can say, she's kind, talented, and what's more, she speaks 3 languages. Or you can say, he's an excellent singer. What's more, he writes his own songs. Number 2, speaking of. This one is great for linking topics smoothly. For example, speaking of trying to sound fluent and more natural when speaking English, make sure you watch this video right here, which is full of expressions that you can use in your daily conversations. You see, we were talking about something and then I wanted to introduce a topic and then I said, speaking of, because you're talking about the same idea. Another example, imagine that you're talking to a friend about traveling and then you say, speaking of travel, have you booked your summer vacations yet? Number 3. On top of that, you can use this one to add extra weight to your point. For example, the room was freezing. On top of that, the heater didn't work. The car broke down. On top of that, it started raining. Number 4, by the way, this one is super common. You can use it to change the subject slightly or to add something casually. For example, by the way, I've made a PDF worksheet with all the expressions I'll be sharing with you in today's lesson. Make sure you check the link down below. That's true. It was just an example, but it's true. Oh, and by the way, make sure you watch the video till the very end because we're going to practice all these connectors in a conversation. You can't miss that. You can also use it if you're talking to a friend, for example, and you're telling her that you got a promotion and then another friend comes to your mind and then you ask, by the way, have you heard about Jane's new job? Number 5 is plus. This one is super informal and casual and it just means and also. For example, you can say, the hotel has a great view. Plus is close to the mountains. Number 6 is as well. This one is just a different and casual way of saying to or also. For example, I speak English and Spanish as well, or I teach English and Spanish as well. You see, you can use it at the end of the sentence, or you can use it, for example, in the middle of a sentence as well. For example, in this lesson, you'll be learning lots of connectors as well as practicing your pronunciation. And last but not least in this group is an acronym, aka, also known as, aka. People use it a lot in informal or casual conversations, and it's perfect for clarifying or even giving nicknames. For example, my brother, aka Mr. Fix-It, managed to repair the sink within 10 minutes. For example, I have a friend who's crazy about karaoke, and every time we meet up with her, I say, we are meeting Claire tonight, aka the queen of karaoke. So aka Claire also known as the queen of karaoke. As I said, it's informal. You can use it anyway in your casual conversations. Now let's look at connectors that help you show contrast while having a conversation. First in this group is though. This one is like saying but, or when you say although, but it's a little bit more casual and it's often used at the end of a sentence. For example, you can say, I liked the movie, it was a little bit too long though. The restaurant was expensive. The food was amazing, though. Imagine you've been invited to have dinner with some friends, but you are not sure you will be able to go. So you can say, I'm not sure I can make it tonight. I'll try, though. Next in this group is let alone. You can use this one to emphasize how unlikely something is. For example, I can't afford buying a new phone now, let alone a camera. Or I can also say, I can't even run a mile, let alone complete a marathon. Next, we have otherwise. You can use this one to show a consequence if something doesn't happen. In other words, it means if not. For example, I can tell you, you must start speaking English now. Otherwise, you'll never get fluent. Or I can also say, come on, hurry up. We must leave now. Otherwise, we'll miss our train. This is one of my favorites. That said, you can use this one after you say something and then you want to introduce a contrasting point. For example, you can say, the hotel was a little bit pricey. That said, the service was excellent. Or you can also say, it was a difficult hike. That said, the view from the top was worth it. This is a very common one. Anyway, it can be used to change the topic. For example, you're having a conversation and then you say, anyway, how was your weekend? Or you can also use it to return to a topic. Imagine you're having a conversation and it was interrupted because your phone rang. And then you say, anyway, as I was saying before my phone rang. Or you can also use it to show that something happened despite something else. Let me explain that with an example. For example, you can say, he didn't study much. He passed his exam anyway. And the last one in this group is instead of. This one can be used to show an alternative. For example, imagine I tell you, if you want to learn vocabulary faster, instead of keeping endless lists of words with translation, try learning vocabulary in context. You see, you show an alternative to something. For example, you can also say, let's go for a walk instead of staying home. You can also use instead by itself without the preposition at the end of a sentence. For example, you can say, we didn't drive, we took the train instead. Or I didn't text him, I called instead. Finally, here are some connectors that will help you emphasize what you're saying. In other words, to make something stronger and clearer. Let's start with the first one. First, we have indeed. Use this one when you want to emphasize something. For example, you can say, she's a great speaker. Indeed, one of the best I've heard. You can also use it to confirm something or to show positive agreement. For example, did you enjoy the meal? Yes, indeed, the pasta was incredible. Then we have actually. You can also use this one to emphasize something. Imagine you're having a conversation about healthy habits or healthy eating with someone, and then you say, actually, I don't eat meat. I'm a vegetarian. Or you can also say, for example, if you leave a comment below, you can say, I actually enjoyed the lesson. It wasn't boring at all. And this one leads me to the next one, at all. At all adds strong emphasis in negative sentences. For example, I read that book, but I didn't like it at all. Or I didn't sleep last night at all. Or he doesn't care about the rules at all. And last but not least, especially. This one highlights something as particularly important. For example, you can say, I enjoy reading, especially fiction. Or you can say, I love dessert, especially chocolate cake. Or you can say, these connectors will help you communicate better in your everyday conversations, especially with native speakers. Okay, as I promised, now let's put all these connectors in a conversation so that you can practice them in context. Feel free to pause the video and say it out loud or role play the conversation with me. I'll have the script here on the screen for you. Let's get started. Hey, I watched that new show on Netflix last night. The one you recommended. Oh yeah, did you like it? It was pretty good. The plot was intense. What's more, the soundtrack was amazing. Nice. Speaking of shows, have you seen the trailer for that new sci-fi series? I have. It looks awesome. On top of that, the lead actor is the same guy from Stranger Things. Oh, by the way, I finally got tickets for that comedy night next weekend. No way, that's awesome. Plus, we all need a good laugh after this week. Exactly. I invited Mia as well. She said she might bring her cousin, aka the funniest person alive. Sounds fun. I'm down. Not sure Mia's cousin can top your jokes though. Thanks, but I doubt it. I barely have time to write anything lately, let alone think up new material. True, we've all been swamped. You should take a break, otherwise you'll burn out. That said, I still love doing stand-up. It's my escape. Totally. Anyway, what are you doing tomorrow? I was thinking of staying in and watching movies instead of going out. I need a chill day. Yeah, same here. I'm tired. Indeed, this week was brutal. Actually, I think I might order that amazing ramen from that new place. Good call. I've been craving something warm and spicy, especially with this cold weather. Same. Can't believe it's almost June and it's still chill at all. So there you have it. 17 super useful connectors that will make your English sound way more natural and fluent. Try to use them in your next conversation or leave a comment below with your favorite one. And of course, if you found the lesson helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.